I used to think loneliness was about being alone. An empty bed, a phone that doesn't ring, a Friday night with no one to text. That's the picture we're sold, right? Loneliness as the absence of people, as silence, as a blank space. But here's the truth no one told me, and maybe no one told you either. Loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about being unseen. You can be surrounded by friends, coworkers, even a partner in bed every night, and still feel like you're stranded on a desert island. You can laugh at a party and still feel hollow on the drive home. You can scroll endlessly, like hundreds of posts, text in 10 group chats, and still ache because none of it touches the part of you that matters. Loneliness isn't the absence of people. It's the absence of connection. And once you see it that way, you realize why it hurts so much and why it's everywhere. You realize why you still feel lonely even with people around. Psychologists have this phrase, perceived social isolation. That's a fancy way of saying you can be in a crowd and still feel alone if you don't feel understood, valued, or known. And here's the brutal part. Our society runs on that disconnect. Social media makes it easy to perform, but hard to be real. Work culture rewards productivity, not vulnerability. Even friendships often just skim the surface, memes, banter, gossip, while avoiding the raw truths that make us human. So when you crave real closeness, you start to feel like a freak. You start thinking, maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe wanting someone to really see me, to listen without rushing, to understand the way my mind and heart actually work. Maybe that's unrealistic, but it's not unrealistic. It's just rare. And because it's rare, we internalize loneliness as if it's our personal failing, when in reality, it's a cultural epidemic. Here's something else people don't usually talk about. Loneliness doesn't just feel bad, it kills. Research has shown that chronic loneliness is as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It raises your risk of heart disease, dementia, and depression. Why? Because your brain reads loneliness as a survival threat. Thousands of years ago, being isolated from the tribe meant death. So when you feel unseen or disconnected, your nervous system goes on high alert. Stress hormones rise, sleep suffers, your body literally thinks you're in danger. That's why loneliness feels like panic sometimes, why your chest tightens, why your thoughts spiral. It's not weakness, it's your biology screaming, find your people, or you won't make it. That piles on nicely on another lie we've been sold by society. If you just keep yourself busy enough, you won't feel lonely. So we pile on distractions, Netflix, deadlines, gym sessions, endless scrolling, and for a while, the ache gets muffled. But it always comes back, doesn't it? Because loneliness cannot be cured by noise. It can only be cured by truth. The truth is, you do need love. The truth is, you do need people who get you. The truth is, needing that doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But most of us were raised to treat that need as shameful. Don't be so needy. Toughen up. Happiness comes from within, blah, 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 blah. Sure, happiness starts within, but connection doesn't. Connection is between. And pretending otherwise has left a whole generation secretly starving, secretly feeling like they're either too much or not enough. There's plenty of loneliness connected to being too much. If you're like me, intense, sensitive, wired to feel everything, loneliness has an extra twist. Because even when you do have people, you often feel like you have to shrink to keep them. Tone down your passion. Stop caring so loudly. Don't bring up the big and deep stuff. Don't scare them away. So you sit there, half present, half alive, wondering why you feel so disconnected, even in relationships. The truth is, you cannot connect if you're busy performing a smaller version of yourself. Real closeness requires the risk of being fully seen, the messy, fiery, overwhelming parts too. And yes, that means you will lose people. Some cannot handle it, but the ones who stay, those are your people. That's home. Here's what they usually don't say about fixing loneliness. Loneliness doesn't go away just because you find someone, that special someone. I've had relationships where I was lonelier in bed than I ever was single. Because if they don't see you, don't meet you where you are, don't open up themselves, you're just two ghosts haunting the same house. So the solution isn't just find people. It's stop performing. Show up as yourself, even if it's intense, especially if it's intense. Risk rejection. Not everyone is going to get you. That's not proof you're unlovable. It's proof you're filtering for the right ones. Build your own depth. The deeper you go with yourself, the easier it is to recognize people who can meet you there. Shallow won't satisfy anymore. Find mirrors, not masks. Look for people who reflect your truth back to you, not people who make you feel like you need to shrink. And maybe, most importantly, turn your loneliness into fuel. That ache you feel is proof you're still alive, still longing, still capable of connection. Use it to write, to create, to reach out. Don't numb it. Channel it. There's beauty hidden in loneliness. That's something I never expected. Loneliness can actually sharpen your vision, because when you felt the hollow ache of being unseen, you start to notice the people who ache the same way. You recognize it in their eyes, their silences, their half smiles. And when you reach out to them, something magical happens. Your loneliness becomes a bridge. That's the irony. Loneliness feels like it's killing you, but sometimes it's the very thing that teaches you how to love better, deeper, and more honestly. Because the opposite of loneliness isn't just people, it's understanding. So here's the truth that people don't usually discuss. You're not lonely because you're unlovable. You're lonely because you're human in a world that forgot how to be human. Loneliness isn't weakness, it's the evidence of your longing, and longing is holy. It means you still care. It means you still believe connection is possible. It means you haven't given up on love in all its forms. So don't apologize for your loneliness. Don't drown it in distractions. Listen to it. It's pointing you toward the connection you deserve. And when somebody tells you you're too needy, remember this: need is not weakness. It's proof you're alive. Loneliness is not the enemy. Pretending you don't feel it is. If this spoke to you, if you've ever felt like you're too much or too needy or too intense, please know this: you're not broken. You're wired for depth. And that's what I'm building here. A place for people like us. The ones who feel too much, who want too much, who care too much. The ones who are done with shallow. So stick around. Subscribe to Way Out of Line. Let's turn loneliness into fuel and intensity into fire and sensitivity into strength. Because the truth is, you are never too much. You are always exactly enough. I hope to see you next time too.